Hey, what's happening? Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It is 4 a.m. bright and freaking early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I've restarted this video 30 times already. It's just one of those days where I can't get my my pattern going. I'm going to do this in two parts. I'm going to do the what this is all about over the last 12 days, and then I'm going to do what's transpired, what kind of prompted me to make this video, the stuff that's popped up over the last 2 days or so, and my basic opinion of this. So the what, and then the latest news and my opinion. All right, first the what. Ottawa, Canada. This is basically a bunch of conservative truck drivers from Canada protesting mask mandates and vaccination mandates. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, the Liberal Prime Minister, I'll get to that in a second, of Canada, and protesting him. Suppose they passed legislation that these truck drivers have to be vaccinated in order to go from Canada into the United States, and then to be able to get back into Canada, their home country, they need to be vaccinated. 90% of Canadian truck drivers are compliant, have gone along with this. Good idea. Let's not spread disease from one country to another country. Hey, that's sounds like, America has the highest mortality rate. We just crossed 900,000 Americans dead from COVID-19, including my best friend. And you think, maybe, taking 5 minutes out of your day to get a shot. I just thought about this too. I got the shot last April. That was 10 months ago. Geez, I haven't grown any third eyes. All my parts are working fine. Granted, I'm kind of past the age of having kids and having, and all that stuff. But, I haven't grown any extra fingers or any debilitating, aliens haven't been able to track me or anything like that. I'll tell you what hasn't happened, though. I haven't gotten sick at all from COVID-19 over the last 10 months. Nothing. So there's something. All right, so this is supposedly all over masks and vaccinations. And then I see this word again. This word drives me crazy. It's against the elites telling us we're fighting for our freedoms. And of course, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, I am starting to despise Tucker Carlson so much. I want to fight him. I swear to God. And they've all jumped on this bandwagon. It's great. These are heroes fighting for our freedoms. To me, they look like a bunch of 5-year-old kindergartners not wanting to get a damn vaccination and crying about a mask. That's seriously. Okay, let me get into that. That's the rundown of the whole situation. My opinion, I was a truck driver for probably almost 15, 20 years. I worked as a draftsman, architectural draftsman, and a truck driver. I was a Teamster, 917. I drove from Connecticut. It was a newspaper truck. It looked like one of those armored cars. I drove the New York Times magazines. I drove from Connecticut, a defunct company called Yankee News. I used to drive from Connecticut down to White Plains, the Bronx, Manhattan, every day. Our Teamster union was Local 917. And then I also drove for another defunct company now, the Hoboken Wood Floors. If it ain't broken, it ain't Hoboken. That's what our drivers used to say. We used to deliver tile to Home Depots and hardwood flooring and stuff like that. So I was a truck driver for almost 2 decades. Let me tell you my opinion. This is a bad look for truck drivers. You look like a bunch of whining, lazy crybabies. These guys haven't worked for 12 days, just sitting in their truck cabs. I'm wondering, what the hell are they doing? Because their truck is their office. It's their workplace, their office, their home. It's everything. So they really can't. They are stuck in that location now. They backed the trucks across the bridge. The trucks are in place. They can't move. So these what have they been doing for the last 2 weeks, day and night, 24 hours a day? I was curious. I looked up adult clubs, strip joints, and there's a plethora of strip joints in Ottawa, Canada. I'm guessing, and then I was also curious about legal marijuana dispensaries and whatnot in the area. Because I'm really wondering, besides for her harassing people of color and homosexual, the LGBTQ community, what else they're doing with their free time. Okay, let me get on to that now. I saw this headline, and I'm going to have the links. I have the links down below, and I have the song, a warning. I'm going to post a warning. It is it is the most explicit, I don't even know if I can call it a song, the most explicit lyrics I've ever read in my life or ever heard in my life. Ram Ranch. Okay, so there's, I forget the channel. It's in the links down below that the truck drivers communicate on. And allegedly, we'll say, there's been plenty of homophobic, racist pattern going back and forth, which you kind of expect from this bunch of people. And the liberal kind of trolling side of this, people like me have busted in the radio waves and played this song. I don't even know how to describe it. It's described as porncore, hardcore metal porn. I don't know. I'm going to tell you guys an explicit warning, though. It is. I have the link down below, and it is basically pornography. It really, it is. I got a kick out of it. I listened to the whole song. I tell you what, though, the truck drivers must be just exploding their little homophobic hearts with rage and fear and everything else. Oh my God, gay talk, So the links for that are down below. All right, so now there's talk too about this spreading to tomorrow. I got a feeling there's going to be, we're going to see stuff going across the United States. It'll probably, if it just starts, this is my thinking, it'll probably start fairly small in California, maybe a couple dozen trucks. And then if more of this minority see it, they're going to join in. And it's supposedly supposed to go from California to Washington in time for President Biden's speech. Now, talking about that, honestly, these people say, these protesters, these truck drivers, these infants in the big rigs, claim that it's about vaccinations and mandates and all that. I don't believe that for a second. Justin Trudeau, his party is a liberal party, okay? And we have a Democrat for a president here. I completely believe that this is just a way to gum up the works. These are the same exact people. Tucker Carlson, who called this, Tucker Carlson, I'll have the link for this down below. He called this the greatest human rights protest in a generation. A bunch of fat, lazy truck drivers harassing people in the streets of Canada, blocking up the supply chain. That's the great, and I know that was just a direct diss. The way Tucker Carlson meant this is a direct diss to the whole Black Lives Matter protests. And these are the same people. Like Florida passed a law about making it, people couldn't sue if they got run over. If they were protesting and got run over, the law in Oklahoma and Florida, I'll have the links for that down below. You saw all these Republicans coming out and talking about how they were signing legislation, making it basically legal to run over protesters. Anybody blocking the path of interstate commerce and slowing the economy. And they are totally in support of this now. I want to talk about hypocrisy. Wow. And then the supply chain. Not even 2 weeks ago, I remember seeing all these pictures and videos of California and railroad tracks with all these boxes and stuff littering the railroad tracks. And the story, the gist of the story behind it was, of course, they could beat up two groups with one story. They were blaming it on illegal immigrants and the Democrats. Look what's happening to all of our good American goods. These railroad cars are being taken over by illegal immigrants and being robbed in our supply chain, and Joe Biden's messing up our supply chain. What happened to the supply chain now? There doesn't seem to be any problem. They're already running out of car parts already. Like I said, in Detroit. I got a feeling if this succeeds, if this does go through for Super Bowl Sunday, and it does start in America, the American people are going to get very tired of this very quickly. When the first people start having to leave their cars sitting in the driveway because they can't get an alternator or brake pads, and they have to just leave their cars sitting and not be able to get to work, I think this whole truck driving thing is going to get old real quick. When hamburgers $10-12 a pound, or you can't buy aspirin or Band-Aids at the store anymore, this is going to become a big stink. It's going to turn around. I think this is going to be a very bad look. I think this is all just a way to gum up the works with a liberal Democrat in both countries, as head of both countries. It's just a whole MAGA Trump supporting set being hypocrites and just trying to make a mess of things. That's my opinion. And they say, one more thing about the elites. This just drives me crazy, how they talk about the elites. And these are the same people supporting a billionaire landlord mogul with gold toilets. And they're blaming other people of being the elites. Like I said, the hypocrisy is enough to make my brain bleed. All right, I'll talk about this more. The links are all down below. You guys have a great Saturday.